Youngest Club, I'm on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. I'm going to be showing you some replays today. These replays are from the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship event, the 2025 one. I have a lot of gems now because of this event, so that's nice. I think I have almost 4,000 gems, so that's good. If they still had the Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon set there, I would definitely use all my gems on that to try and get a royal finish. Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. By the way, my opponent's using Brain Dead. Get out of here, Brain Dead. So I use Maiden. But because we don't have that, it's just sort of like... I'll just save my gems pretty much for Lightstorm Dragon, Legend of Justice Kyberman, and the new Dark Magician cards. I don't know when the fuck those cards will come to Master Duel, but I'll definitely, pretty much save my gems for that because I don't really need anything else. I could make a Red Eyes deck maybe, but let me know if you want a Red Eyes deck video. Let me know because I might do that maybe because I doubt we'll get those cards anytime soon. So my opponent used Maxi and I just need Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is why I got Bingo Machine Go. So I'm like, please get Blue Eyes. Good. So now I can use this negate. Have Anti-Spell Fragrance as well, Effect Veiler, Majesty, so I'm going to pretty much stop my opponent. And this is why I use Anti-Spell Fragrance. It is good with Blue Eyes, and this is why. I get to set a spell card from my deck to the field with True Light. And I'm going to negate this, by the way. So that's why I want a Blue Eyes White Dragon, just to negate some quick play spell or any card really that's on the field that can be negated. So what's great about Anti-Spell Fragrance is with True Light, I can just set a spell card during my opponent's turn and then use it in my turn. So some people don't understand that, but it's just like Anti-Spell Fragrance with True Light and your opponent can't use spell cards. I mean, you too, but as long as you set them with True Light, you can. And it's just so strong. But yeah, that's why. It's just... you set Blue Eye spell cards during your opponent's turn of True Light, and then you get to use them in your turn. For example, Wishes and other stuff like that. And if you want to fuse, just do it next turn. Just set down Ultimate Fusion and yeah. Here my opponent used Wishes. I negated it with Ash Blossom, and I understood why my opponent did this. If Wishes gets negated, and you can't really do anything else. Oof! As a Blue Eyes player, I know, it hurts so much. I'm sure my opponent had like level 8 dragons in their hand, like just Blue Eyes monsters, instead of having like Maiden of White or Sage or something. Oh man, that hurts. I get it. But yeah, just... oh man. It's like that Family Guy bit where the guy in prison stabs himself and he's like, oh, that hurts. That's what I've been doing to people this whole time? Like, he feels the pain. I was like, I get it. I'm a Blue Eyes main, I get it. Sage to get Effect Veiler. I didn't bother with Master because I have the White Stone of Ancients. So I can just summon Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon during my opponent's turn. I could have used Called by the Grave, but I didn't want my Effect Veiler, just pretty much being useless. I made a misplay here. I just want to mention that. I'll tell you what it is. I activated Wishes. I discard the White Stone of Ancients, which will summon Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. But I made a huge misplay, and that's by getting another Effect Veiler. I was meant to get Sage, discard it, target this, and summon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, but yeah. So that sucks. So I wasn't able to do my whole typical combo thanks to that misplay, unfortunately. So I summoned Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, then I used that just to get rid of it. And yeah, so here I'm summoning Abyss and getting Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, sure, but if I use Sage, I could have discarded it, target, Spirit Fires are blue, and then summon another Blue Eyes White Dragon. But then again, oh yeah, Crimson Dragon will just get me Rumble. Yeah, so the plan was Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. So Sage will get rid of Spirit to summon maybe Blue Eyes White Dragon. Maiden will trigger summon on the field. Synchro summon to Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. Then Crimson Dragon get a tuner with Rumble on the field. And then, you know, summon another Blue Eyes White Dragon or a Blue Eyes monster, depends when I used it. You know, the Roar of the Blue Eyed Dragons. So yeah, huge misplay, but I still made it work. Luckily. So here, my opponent is using Kashtira. I decided to summon Dragon Master Magia now, because I can. If my opponent wanted to use Called by the Grave, I would have just switched Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon to Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, just so my graveyard can't be affected, unless my opponent, of course, had another Called by the Grave. So here I used my effect to negate Primite, and then I used Effect Veiler to negate Kashtira, just so Kashtira doesn't banish anything. Of course I can negate it, but I just want to use Effect Veiler. I have two, so whatever. Then my opponent is randomly using Millennium now. And here I finally decided to just switch to Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Then yeah, I was like, okay. I think my opponent was trying to bait me. I'm like, I'm not gonna, I know I used Effect Veiler, so whatever. So I negated my opponent's monster, which is technically a spell card in the spell and trap zone, so it's like I negated a spell. Then my opponent used that Primite spell and negated it with Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. And yeah, still made it work. Just kind of like a big misplay, but still made it work, so it's all good. It was still a good duel, so it's fine. It's so random. Kashtira, Primite, and Millennium. What the fuck? Oh my god. And then everyone's just mixing Fiendsmith with everything. Oh man. See, I used Sage to get Master. I already have Maiden, so whatever. So I used Maiden, I think, after I got Mausoleum. And then my opponent used Ash Blossom, which I was fine with. I mean, it sucks not having Mausoleum, but, you know, whatever. I'm just surprised my opponent... Hang on. Oh, that was a good one. I'm just surprised my opponent didn't... Oh, that was a louder one. Just surprised my opponent just didn't use Ash Blossom on Sage. That was a bit random, but sure. This was what I was meant to do. Just summon Blue Eyes like that. But I'm an idiot. So I summoned Maiden, then I used Wishes. I got Neo because I pretty much can't summon Dragon Master Magia here. So I got Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. I just thought, you know, this is fine. I'm going to have, like, you know, Stifler and Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon and all these hand traps in my hand. So, yeah, I was chilling. Alright, it's going to be the last replay. And if you want to see the deck, it's in the Blue Eyes video before this one. It's the black and white thumbnail. About how I feel about Blue Eyes now. I think it's in that. Yeah, it should be in that one. So here I got Sage and Neo Kaiser Seahorse. I'm running 3 copies of Neo Kaiser Seahorse now because, yeah, it just helps with getting Maiden since, you know, she's semi-limited now, which sucks. So I summoned Spirit. I went to get Mausoleum, which I finally could now. I used it. Targeted Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Spirit Pfizer Blue. So I got Wishes. I discarded Blue Eyes White Dragon. Got Ultimate Fusion and Master. And then I used Spirit Pfizer Blue. Summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. Blue Eyes this, Blue Eyes that. You know how it is on this channel. Then my opponent is using Bestial. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. Like, that's fine. I'd rather that than fucking Bestial Earthworm Gym and Bestial Pizza Hut. You know the two I'm talking about. The red and blue one. No, I'm being a little cardist, but whatever. So I summoned Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. Then here I sent Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon from my deck to the graveyard. And I could summon Dragon Master Magia. Can't wait for Kyberman because you can search for a Blue Eyes monster from your deck and add it to your hand. Instead of just relying on Melody. So maybe Alternative could have some play now, but I don't know. And of course, you'll be mainly getting Chaos Max Dragon to summon Dragon Master Magia. But at least it's another way to get alternative instead of just running Melody. Because I do want to use Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon with the new support. So I probably use that spell card to get rid of Magia. And then use that to negate Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. And then summoned that monster with Bestial to summon that Link. Target Blue Eyes White Dragon. I didn't realize my opponent did that. I sort of just cancelled and I was like, oh, what if I just summoned it with True Light? But I was kind of fine with Access Code Talk. I was just like, whatever. I should have just summoned Blue Eyes White Dragon, but I just didn't realize. I was like thinking, why didn't you just summon another monster? Why Blue Eyes White Dragon? You don't have True Light here, but sure. So my opponent destroyed True Light. I was chilling. I'm like, this is fine. So I was able to activate Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon's effect. I summoned Neo Kaiser's Seahorse just so I can send Maiden from my deck to the graveyard, because my other one is banished and you can only have 2 copies, by the way. You can't have 3. So I used Bingo Machine Go just to test if my opponent had like Ash Blossom or something. They didn't. So I used... No, my opponent had Droll though. So I did this. I cooked. I pretty much summoned Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. I used Master to target Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then I used Maiden, summon Maiden. And I used the effect to put True Light back to the field. I got Wishes. Raw, not Wishes, Raw. And I summoned Abyss, XC summoned into Indigo. And then I used my effect and yeah. Access Code Talk is back to, yeah, the attack is back to 2300. And I'm just like, bang, man. But then Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Overkill, man. Hitting my opponent with the Burst Stream of Destruction. Very, very clean. I could have done like a different order, like maybe, you know, but I just thought that was fine. Just to do that. It was all good. Alright, going to end it here. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your deck you're using in this event. And I will see you later. Bye.